What is up, sickos, and welcome back to the Captain Thew channel. In today's ranking video, I'm gonna rank every movie from 2025 that I have seen. Now, to be clear, this is movies that came out in 2025, not movies that I saw in 2025. So, for example, I saw the movie Your Monster starring Melissa Barrera in 2025, but that movie is from 2024, so it will not appear on this list. But if it did, it would be pretty high up there. And of course, I also have not seen every single movie that came out last year. I haven't seen One Battle After Another or Marty Supreme yet. I'm sorry, don't yell at me, please. We're gonna be talking about 24 movies today. As always, these are just my opinions, man. You're definitely going to disagree with some of my placements on here, especially when you see where Hard Eyes is on the list. Please don't beat me up though. Let's just have a civil conversation about it in the comments below. Tell me what's your favorite, your least favorite. Tell me what you agree with, disagree with, all of that. And feel free to subscribe while you're over there. I'm also going to have different amounts to say about different movies. Some movies I just liked, some movies I liked for reasons. All right, let's waste no time. Let's get right into it. At number 24, scraping the absolute bottom of the barrel, we have Ice Cube's War of the Worlds. You knew this one was coming. I made a whole video reviewing this last summer right after I first saw this, and my thoughts have not changed at all. It's really bad. The script is terrible. I hate screen life. The acting is horrible. It's mostly Ice Cube going, "Oh, hell nah, it's you!" It's basically just a giant ad for Amazon, Tesla, friggin' you name it, giant ad. It's just far and away the worst big budget movie to come out in 2025. $65 million budget? Come on, man, give me the pen. I rate War of the Worlds 0.5 stars out of 5. At number 23, we have Into the Deep. This is a shark movie starring Scout Taylor Compton, John Seda, who I best know as Antonio from Chicago PD, and Richard Dreyfuss is here for a cup of coffee. My mom told me about this one, so I watched it, and it was fine. It was fine, I guess. Even though you guys know how I feel about those Rob Zombie Halloween movies, I do think that Scout Taylor Compton is a great actress, especially in that like, fuck you style of like acting and like role. And that is especially true in this movie. I think she does a good job in those moments. I think that John Seda is a little miscast as the main villain of the movie, this like pirate smuggler guy. I just don't really feel like that's the best role for him to play. But he does a fine job. He does fine with what he's given. I just like the guy personally. And also, fun fact, his daughter Haley and I follow each other on Instagram. What's up, Haley? The shark moments in this, they're okay. They're fine. The movie's just okay. It's fine. Now, maybe this is because I watched this in the like dead center of my sci-fi shark marathon last summer, and maybe that makes me think that this is better than it actually is. But I thought it was fine. It was fine. I rate Into the Deep 2.5 stars out of 5. At number 22, we have Death of a Unicorn. This one I was a little let down by. You have Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd as the leads here, and they both do a great job with what they're given. I just think that what they're given isn't great. It is a cool concept, like they run over and kill a unicorn accidentally, and then the unicorn parents show back up and they start hunting everybody down for revenge. I just didn't like how much of an asshole dad they had Paul Rudd play in this movie, and I just didn't buy his whole redemption arc in the last like act of the movie. Jenna is great in this movie though, as is Will Eyebrows Poulter, who is completely hilarious in this movie, especially when he is tripping absolute balls after snorting some unicorn horn dust like it's cocaine. New sentences are being created every day, you guys. We also had Téa Leoni in this movie, who was also great, but I do wish that she was screaming Eric a little more. I also want to say that before I watched this movie, like minutes before I watched this movie, I was listening to my Dean's List playlist. Now, the Dean's List is a script that I'm currently working on. And in this playlist, I've basically picked 2 songs that I feel like represent each of the characters in the movie. And in my dream casting, one of those characters is played by Jenna Ortega, and one of her songs is a song called Cherry Colored Funk. So when I tell you that the first time Jenna Ortega is on screen in this movie and Cherry Colored Funk starts playing, I lost my goddamn mind. Jenna, let's get to work on this, dude. And let's call up Sabrina while we're at it. Anyway, it was still pretty good, if not just a little bit disappointing for me. I rate Death of a Unicorn 3 stars out of 5. At number 21, we have Eenie Meenie. This is basically Baby Driver, but Samara Weaving is the Baby Driver. I remember enjoying this one, but not being super moved by it. I think Samara Weaving herself is great, as she always is. She's effortlessly funny, especially with her like indifferent face, and anytime in any movie that she gets to go, fuck! And also her gigantic eyeballs that I say every single time. The other lead in this movie, John, I could not stand this fucking guy, okay? This is the perfect example of somebody doing literally everything wrong and still almost coming out on top. There was one way that this movie could have ended that would have dropped it at least an entire star for me, but thankfully, it didn't end like that. The other note that I had about this movie is Marshawn Lynch. This is the second movie that I've seen Marshawn Lynch in, the first one being Bottoms, and I gotta say, I fucking love this guy. He is so funny in all these movies. Like, I hope that he keeps getting roles like this one and like the teacher in Bottoms, where he can just be so fucking funny. I will watch every single time. I rate Eenie Meenie 3.5 stars out of 5. Next up at number 20, we have Together. This is the body horror movie starring Dave Franco and Alison Brie. First things first, you cannot tell me that Alison Brie is not Shelley Duvall's long-lost daughter. Like, look at her in this movie and look at Shelley Duvall in The fucking Shining. You cannot tell me that they're not related. I will not believe you if you tell me that. This one was a fun little time. The icky parts were icky in the right places. There was also some good funny moments sprinkled throughout. That like shunting transformation that happens at the end, like that shit has to hurt, right? Like there's no way it doesn't hurt, right? And like, what did they tell her parents when they showed up for dinner? Next time on Life's Biggest Questions. I rate Together 4 stars out of 5. Next up, we have Dangerous Animals. This is a shark movie, kind of. The sharks aren't exactly the main antagonist in the movie, as they would be in something like Jaws. That role instead is filled by Jai Courtney, who is putting on an all-timer of a psychotic performance.
I got some money in my pocket. I got the cockies in my hand. I got myself a couple of tickets to see a rock and rollin' band.
I had a good time here. Like I said, Jai Courtney was fantastic as Tucker, and our lead, Hassie Harrison, also does a great job as well. There are a lot of funny moments sprinkled throughout this movie, and there's also some pretty decent gore effects too. Like she seriously bit her own fucking thumb off to get out of there. Like, Jesus Christmas. I rate Dangerous Animals 3.5 stars out of 5. Next up, we have I Know What You Did Last Summer, the latest in the long line of legacy requels. Nightmare on Friday, you're next. You're next. Believe me. Well, the plus side here is that I did have a good time when I was watching this movie. I've never been a diehard IKWIDLS fan, so this wasn't some big like revolutionary movie when this came out, like Halloween was when that requel came out. I think Chase C.U. Wonders and Madeline Klein both did a great job. Madeline, hit me up. I got not 1, not 2, but 4 roles for you, Madeline. Hit me up, please. I think Tyreek Withers is a good actor as well, and it is fun to see Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. back, as well as Sarah Michelle Gellar. I thought that the killer reveal was actually pretty good, and I just wish that the Scream Legacy requels had the balls to do what this movie does. As for the cons, This script had its moments of being really bad. Like, as much as I had a good time and as many times I laughed my ass off during this movie, this script was pretty bad. It was really one of those things that made me sit there and go, yeah, I could write a movie. Like I said in that 3 R's video a couple months ago, the story is very derivative from the OG, as most legacy requels are. Hey, let's just kind of basically make the same movie again, just with some new characters. Yeah, that'll put butts in the seats. But, I still had my fair share of a good time here. Now, this is going to be one where my rating of the movie is based on quality, but my ranking is based on enjoyment. So what I mean by that is that even though I ranked this number 18, so I did enjoy it more than everything that came before it on the list, I am still going to rate I Know What You Did Last Summer 2.5 stars out of 5. Next up, we have Final Destination Bloodlines. Now, I will admit, I do always get a little nervous whenever I see a horror sequel that has bloodlines in the title. But thankfully, this is not anywhere near the dog shit quality of a Hellraiser Bloodline or a, what's the other one? Pet Sematary Bloodlines. This is a good installment in this franchise. There's really only one bad movie in this franchise. The other, 5 movies? The other 5 movies, they're all at least pretty good. Now, the thing about Final Destination is that when we show up to these movies, we are not here for the compelling characters that are gonna, make us all cheer and cry. Like, we are here for these Rube Goldberg death machines, and we get those in this movie. We get some good kills in this movie. My personal favorite is the garbage truck kill. I almost died laughing. I like how the survivors in the present day in this movie, they're all descendants of this incident in the cold open with the character Iris. Like, she saved a bunch of people from dying, and then that basically created this web of these people shouldn't have been alive, so then all of these people should never have been born in the first place, and then it was this big, intricate web of death and all that stuff. I think that was a really cool direction for this movie to go down, and surprisingly, they've never gone that route before, to my knowledge. And I would also like to say this, I'm going to get a little somber here for a second, that this was Tony Todd's last appearance in a film before he sadly passed away. From my understanding, only the director knew, at least of the people on set, only the director was the one that knew how sick Tony was, and that this was probably going to be his last appearance of his life. So Tony basically got to write all of his own dialogue for what would be his final lines of his life, essentially. And what he chose for his final lines, it got me choked up a little bit. I'm not afraid to say it.
I intend to enjoy the time I have left, and I suggest that you do the same. Life is precious. Enjoy every single second. You never know when.
Tony, we love you and miss you, man. I rate Final Destination Bloodlines 4 stars out of 5. At number 16, we have Predator Killer of Killers. Now, I'm going to keep this one a little short because I gave my entire thoughts on this movie in the AVP video from, November. Basically, I love the period piece aspect of this. I love how it's different yautja with different builds and different weapons and different time periods fighting different warriors from the earth. You got the Viking, you got the fighter pilot, and then my favorite, which was the samurai segment. The biggest downside for me personally, just me personally, is that animation is not exactly my thing, right? If this was the exact same movie, just in live action, it would be so much higher on this list. That being said, I still really liked this movie nonetheless. I'm going to rate Predator Badlands 4 stars out of 5. At number 15, we have Edgar Wright's The Running Man. Now, one thing you should know about me is that I am a huge Schwarzenegger in the 80s and 90s fan. You get Predator, Commando, Total Recall, T1, T2, the whole lot. But I gotta tell you, the original Running Man might be my least favorite out of that catalog of Arnold movies. And it's unfortunate because I love the concept of this movie, where you have a like game show, reality show where criminals are getting like hunted by these pro wrestling style stalkers, like, and I love the designs of the stalkers too. It's so 80s pro wrestling. It's like so fucking fun to me. It's just that the original didn't quite feel like it lived up to its potential for me. So when I heard that Edgar Wright, of all people, my Shaun of the Dead Hot Fuzz Last Night in Soho King, was gonna be doing the remake for this movie, I was fully on board. And I like this remake a lot. I think it's actually a big improvement from the original. I like how they kind of retooled how the game works and how they basically extended the scope of the game, and so that it's over the course of 30 days that the runners have to survive, and they can go anywhere they want, but at the same time, anyone can turn them in or kill them themselves. The problem with this, though, for me, was that that did result in us losing the pro wrestling stalkers, and instead we just have commandos, like not like Arnold Commando, but we got like ghosts from Call of Duty, like chasing these guys around. I think Glenn Powell does a great job as Ben Richards in this movie, although it is a little jarring to see somebody who is just a very different style of actor playing a role that is a remake of an Arnold role. William H. Macy and Michael Cera are both great in their respective smaller roles. And also Emilia Jones, I really liked her in this movie as well, even though she showed up in this movie way later than I thought she was going to. Like, it's like the last quarter of the movie when she shows up, and I was kind of sitting there at the halfway point going, is Emilia Jones in this movie? Like, what is going on? And also, of course, we all love Josh Brolin. He's great in everything. Overall, I quite enjoyed my time at the cinema watching this movie, even though there was a giant fucking hole in the ceiling, like 20 feet to my right when I was watching this. Thankfully, no one was sitting under that, or like a friggin' monster came out and like grabbed anybody. Hopefully that didn't happen. But hey, as Coleman Domingo said in this movie, and I had to write this quote down as soon as the movie was over, because I'm not gonna take my phone out during the goddamn movie. As he said in the movie, when the stakes go up, the shit goes down. I rate The Running Man 4 stars out of 5. At number 14, we have Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. This is a fun little murder mystery I got myself into. I thought the cast and the performances in this movie were very good. Hey look, 2 movies in a row where Josh Brolin was the villain. I thought that Josh O'Connor did a great job as Preacher Judd, and we also had good stuff too from Jeremy Renner, Glenn Close, Kaylee Spaney, Mila Kunis. It's a very big cast, right? It's a star-studded cast. That seems to be a theme in these movies. And I gotta tell you, having never seen another Knives Out movie before this, don't fucking hurt me, please. It was very jarring to me to hear Daniel Craig doing like whatever the fuck American accent, like whatever region that accent's supposed to be from. That was so funny to me. Clocking in at 2 hours and 24 minutes, I definitely did feel the runtime of this just a little bit, but I do think that the murder mystery and the solving of the mystery, I think that evened it out a little bit. I rate Wake Up Dead Man 4 stars out of 5. I am so sorry. At lucky number 13, just missing out on the top half of the list, we have Until Dawn. Now, I must begin by saying this movie is fucking horrible. This is so bad. The script is all over the place. The actors, they're doing their best, I guess. The story's so fucking weird. It deviates so far from the source material. As far as video game movies go, this is a rough one. But I gotta tell you, I had such a fucking good time with this horrible disaster. You know, this is definitely a get the boys together and get some drinks on a Friday night type of movie, and you will not be disappointed, especially by the explosion scene alone.
Didn't we all drink the water?
And hey, they even got Peter Stormare to reprise his role from the video game, so that's some nice connective tissue, I guess. Now let me be clear, just like I Know What You Did Last Summer, my rating is based on quality, my ranking is based on enjoyment, and I'm going to rate Until Dawn 2.5 stars out of 5. Fucking sue me. At number 12, beginning the top half of the list, we have Clown in a Cornfield. Okay. I don't think I have ever in my life switched up on a movie in the dead middle of the movie like I did with this one. Okay, like sometimes, you know, you'll be watching a movie and you're liking it, and then the ending isn't very good, and you're like, okay, maybe I didn't like that as much as I thought I did. Or maybe the cold open of the movie is really good, and then by the 25-minute mark, you're like, okay, this isn't that good. But this movie, oh my God. The first half of this movie is legitimately horrible. Okay? There is a scene that happens in this movie that made me do two things that I try to never do on my first watch of a movie. Okay? In this scene, a character says something that's almost inaudible. You can't even hear what he says. But then the other character freaks out and leaves. So I'm saying, oh my God, what did he say? So I rewind the movie and put subtitles on so I can see what he said. And what he said wasn't that bad. So now I'm sitting here like, oh my God, this is rough. Let me see where I'm at in the movie. How much longer is this? I'm thinking maybe I'm an hour 5, an hour 10 in. I was at the 48-minute mark. I was just under halfway through the movie. I'm thinking, oh my God. I don't know if I can make it, you guys. I don't know if I can make it. But okay, I'll give it 10 more minutes. I'll give it 10 minutes. I'm not a quitter, right? And when I tell you that at the 51-minute mark, 3 minutes later, at the 51-minute mark, this movie does a complete 180 and leans completely into being stupid and ridiculous and funny. It was incredible. I was laughing my ass off.
Call 911. Where's the button, Jen? What is this? What kind of phone is this?
When 20 clowns emerge from the titular cornfield, I was like, oh my God, this is the best movie ever. Like, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. So in summation, according to my hand setting, the first half of this movie is almost unwatchable, right? It's almost unwatchable because it tries too hard to be serious and mysterious and all this stuff. Then right at the middle, out of nowhere, it flips completely on its head into being stupid and funny and ridiculous. And the rest of the movie is B-horror perfection. I rate Clown in a Cornfield 3 stars out of 5. Just outside the top 10, we have Osgood Perkins' The Monkey. Now, maybe it's because I watched this the same day that I watched War of the Worlds. I actually watched War of the Worlds and then this. That's quite the double feature. But I really liked this movie. The movie is so simple. It's about a toy monkey that's, I don't know, possessed by a demon or something, and it causes people to die in these crazy, ridiculous Final Destination style deaths. And it's basically cursed this family and follows them around for, generations to come. Sometimes you don't need much more than that to make a good time in a horror movie. The kills and the effects are great, obviously. And I liked the dialogue in this movie, and here's why. The dialogue in this movie felt like a love letter to those low budget, B movies, those B horror movies from the 80s where everything is said so strangely and with such a weird cadence that it feels intentional, right? Like, think Sleepaway Camp where the aunt says this.
I believe there's a whole bag.
Like, that's what we're going with. In Sleepaway Camp, I'm not convinced that that was intentional. That might just be a fucking weird thing that the actor was doing. But I feel like in a movie like this, it is intentional and it's supposed to be that, like, homage to movies like that. I also am a big fan of any time you have one actor playing two roles, which you'll see much later in this list. So big props to Theo James, who I forgot was in the Divergent series, which came out when I was in high school, because I'm old as fuck. I also love to see Rohan Campbell in literally anything. That guy deserves a fair shake after all the shit he was getting for Halloween Ends, which was not his fault, by the way. And we also love some nice Elijah Wood and Adam Scott cameos. Who wouldn't? I rate The Monkey 4 stars out of 5. Just cracking the top 10, we have Companion. The plot of this movie is what happens when you get no bitches. I came into this movie knowing basically nothing. I've said it before on this channel. I try to not watch trailers or anything for movies that I actually do want to see. Like, at the time that I'm filming this, The Backrooms has just come out in some theaters and is coming out like wide release, I think, next week. And I have been avoiding all the ads on YouTube for it like the goddamn plague, let me tell you. I try to avoid all that stuff as much as I can. So I had no idea that Companion was about Sophie Thatcher as an AI robot until, I don't know, 25 minutes in, maybe 30 minutes in, when she gets shut down the first time. And I went, oh, I get it now. The first 10 to 15 minutes of this movie, it was a little slow for me. I was kind of sitting there like, okay, now what? But then my enjoyment really ramped up as the movie went on, and as the pace kind of picked up in the movie, then I was having a really good time. I was, and still am, flabbergasted that in the span of 1 year, in the same year, Jack Quaid played this incel douchebag Josh in Companion, as well as the literal polar opposite of that character in a movie that we're going to talk about later on in this list. That boy has range. I think Jack Quaid might be one of my favorite actors right now. I had a really good time with this movie. I rate Companion 4 stars out of 5. Next up, we have Leigh Whannell's Wolfman. Now, I feel like I'm in the minority on this one, but I really liked this movie. Maybe I'm a little biased towards liking anything Leigh Whannell makes because, Saw is very important to me, but I did have a good time with this. I loved the atmosphere throughout the whole movie, and there were some good scares sprinkled throughout. I also liked how the werewolf transformation, it didn't just turn the guy into the, sleek, classic werewolf look. He's so gross and ugly that you can tell that there was a human under there, still kind of is a human under there, and the transformation really fucking hurt. I liked Christopher Abbott as Blake, and I really liked Julia Garner as Charlotte Lavelle. This was actually my first introduction to Julia Garner, and we're going to talk about her again a little later on in this list. You fucking know why, probably. And I also liked this performance from Matilda Firth as Ginger, the daughter, in a rare time where I really liked a kid actor's performance. Overall, I am a Wolfman enjoyer, and I don't care who knows. I rate Wolfman 4.5 stars out of 5. Next up, we have The Naked Gun. All right, funny story with this one. So I went to see Weapons for a second time with a bunch of my friends on my birthday, right? We got to the theater and we were informed by the employees that there was a small fire and smoke damage in the theater that was playing Weapons. So long story short, we got to see The Naked Gun for free instead. This is a great time. It really felt like it belonged with the original Naked Gun. I think if there's anybody who should be playing Frank Drebin Jr. and be carrying that torch for Leslie Nielsen, rest in peace. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. It's Liam Neeson. I think that Liam Neeson might just be one of, if not the best slapstick comedy actor going right now when he's in that zone. The bits in this were fucking great, obviously. Neeson's great. Pam Anderson always does great in these types of roles. Paul Walter Hauser, my guy Kevin Durand were great in this movie. You also had cameos from fucking everybody. Just to name a few, you got Cody Rhodes, Busta Rhymes, Batista, Weird Al, the UFC crew. Anybody you can think of is in this fucking movie. This movie is exactly what it should be. Hilarious and a good time. Go see it on your birthday for free when a fire prevents you from seeing weapons. I rate The Naked Gun 4.5 stars out of 5. Number 7 is Hard Eyes. I Am Not Sorry. I think I'm in the minority on this one again, but I do think that Dead Meat James actually agrees with me on this. I am a Hard Eyes defender. I liked it the first time I watched it, and then the second and third times that I watched it, I really liked it. I'm a big fan of both Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding separately, and I did really like them together in this movie. I thought that the chemistry and the banter that they had was really good. I liked it a lot. I thought that the kills and the gore were great, even if 2 of the 3 killer reveals, spoiler, aren't so great. I like Jordana Brewster in this movie, and I like fucking anything Devon Sawa is in. Overall, I think if you know what you're getting into when you watch this movie, that being a slasher that is going to like poke fun at those like tropes of rom-coms like meet cutes and shit like that, if you know that you're in for that instead of something that's going to try to play it super straight and be like, you know, something like a Valentine, for example, like you're going to have a good time with this. And just so we're on the same page, I don't want that Valentine comment to seem like a diss on that movie. I think it's a fine movie. I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's fine. But also, like, rest in peace, Jamie Blanks, who directed Valentine. Like he sadly passed away not too long before I shot this video. So rest in peace. Now, could I myself make a better Valentine's Day themed slasher? Well, I could give it a go. I have a script going. I just need Sabrina's number first. That's all I need. Like, that's it. I rate Hard Eyes 4 stars out of 5. No, I'm not sorry. Fuck you. At number 6, so just outside the top 5, we have Del Toro's Frankenstein. This movie fucking rules. The cinematography was fucking awesome in this movie. Aside from a couple shots here and there that looked a little too wicked for me, this was beautifully and masterfully shot. All the performances in this movie were fantastic. Oscar Isaac does a great job as Victor Frankenstein. Mia Goth is great as well. And I always love getting some Charles Dance in my movies. Jacob Elordi was fantastic as the creature, and also, how the fuck was he still so handsome, even as the creature? We also have a young actor in this movie named Christian Convery, who plays a young Victor Frankenstein, and this kid also played a young Hal and Bill in The Monkey this same year. It's a fun fact. As far as costumes and makeup and set design goes, yeah, no shit, this is up for all those Oscars, man. Come on, what are we talking about here? Overall, dude, it's a fucking great movie. Like, this is a wonderful time. I'll leave this entry with a quote from the end credits of the movie that I had to pause just so I could write this down. And thus, the heart will break, yet brokenly live on. I rate Frankenstein 4.5 stars out of 5. Now we're getting into my cream of the crop. At number 5, we have Weapons. Here's a fun story. So I saw this movie at a 10 p.m. showing the night before my birthday. So by the time the movie was over, it was my birthday. That was pretty fun. I love this movie. Okay, starting with the cast, Julia Garner is awesome, who we mentioned earlier. She's fantastic. Josh Brolin does a great job. Josh Brolin was in so many fucking movies this year. Oh my God. Austin Abrams was good. He was good. Now, I am in the minority on this, okay, because everybody and their mother loves Austin Abrams after this movie. And apparently Zach Kreger's a big fan of his as well. I mean, he's the lead in Kreger's Resident Evil movie, so you know, I like the guy. I thought he was good. I just wasn't in love with him the same way everybody else was, and we'll touch on that a little more later. Benedict Wong was great. We always love a cameo from Justin Long and Sarah Paxton. And then there's the woman of the hour, Amy fucking Madigan as Aunt Gladys. Well done, ma'am. Well done. We also have Toby Huss in this movie, thankfully not saying this.
Oh man, I got peanut butter on my penis.
I love the structure of this movie, non-linear storytelling where we switch from perspective to perspective, from character to character, where we get their POV of the same events playing out. The atmosphere and the score was also great. This movie really knew when to let the score play and when to keep everything silent. Now, I will say this, and let me explain. This movie was 2 hours and 8 minutes long, and it does kind of feel like it. So when I saw The Batman in theaters a couple years ago, 2022, whenever it came out, I was very concerned about the runtime. Clocking in at 2 hours and 56 minutes, I was worried that I was either going to get fatigued halfway through, or, you know, what if I have to get up and go to the bathroom and I miss something? I drink a lot of water, so, like, you know, it could happen, right? But the thing about The Batman was it felt like it was 90 minutes because something was happening every single moment of screen time, right? It was stimulating the whole time, right? Weapons is not quite like that. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing either. But this movie is 2 hours and 8 minutes, and it feels like it's 2 hours and 8 minutes. Like I said, this isn't a bad thing. You just need to know what kind of movie you're getting yourself into. I do think for me personally, if we got a little less time with the cop and with Austin Abrams, sorry you guys, sorry. I think that would have kind of leaned this thing out a little bit. I also do wish that it was a little scarier, right? There are some moments of horror brilliance in this movie, like Justine in the car. If you know, you know. Okay. But I wish there was more of them. I think if either A, we kept the same level of scary, but we trimmed the runtime a little bit, or B, we kept the runtime and added some more scares in there, I think this would have been a 5-star movie, you guys, to be honest. Now, with that being said, I still loved this movie. I've seen it at least 5 times, right? Because this is a movie that I saw in the theater, and then I said, oh my God, like, this is really good. And then I went to see it with my friends a second time, and then, you know, there was a fire, so we saw, you know, Naked Gun instead. But then as soon as it came out on HBO Max, I said, Mom, you gotta watch this. And then she said, wow, I really liked that. And then we made my dad watch it, and like, so I've seen this a bunch of times. I love this movie. I do. It also just boggles my mind still that War of the Worlds had almost double the budget that Weapons had. Like, oh my God. Like, listen to me right now. Listen to me when I say this. Give me the pen. Give me the money. Give me Sabrina's number. Leave this to me. I'll take care of this. We'll make something happen. All right? Fucking War of the Worlds, $65 million budget. The fuck out of here, man. Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry. What was I saying? Oh, anyway, I rate Weapons 4.5 stars out of 5, but goddamn it, this was dangerously close to being a 5-star movie. At number 4, so just missing out on the podium, we have Novocaine. I love this movie. Here we have Jack Quaid playing Nathan Kane, who is an awkward introvert bank guy turned reluctant hero who has a medical condition where he cannot feel any pain. This is what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about Companion, that Jack Quaid played Nathan Kane and Josh from Companion in the same goddamn year. Boy has range. He does great here, as does fellow child of a star, Ray Nicholson, who is the son of Jack Nicholson, and you can tell. And also, our native queen, Amber Midthunder, is great in this as well. The fight scenes and choreography in this movie are really well done. I love how throughout the movie, Nathan Kane, he keeps forgetting that he can't feel any pain. And so he keeps like rediscovering, oh my God, that's right, I can't feel pain during each one of these like fights that he's in. And so he then finds different ways throughout these fights to use that to his advantage. Like he's able to grab something out of a fucking deep fat fryer because he can't feel his skin burning off. Like he's able to fucking punch glass into his fucking fists. Like all this kind of stuff he's able to do, while at the same time he is also injuring himself more and more and more as he goes throughout the movie on this quest that he's on. If you are looking for a very fun action comedy with some great leads, great fight scenes, great choreography, this is the kind of movie you're fucking looking for. This movie also holds the distinction of being the first movie that I watched after my student teaching semester was over last spring. And anybody that knows how harrowing that journey was for me, you wouldn't be surprised to hear that this is the exact kind of movie that I needed right then and there in that moment. I rate Novocaine 4.5 stars out of 5. Our bronze medal of the year is going to be 28 Years Later. As a 28-year-old, that is rather fitting. This was a banger installment in the 28 franchise. 28 Days Later is already one of my favorite Zombombo movies of all time. 28 Weeks Later is good. But this is a banger. It was scary and tense in all the right places, namely the first trip out with the father and son as they're shooting arrows at all the Zombombos. It was funny in the right places, namely the Swedish soldier part of the movie. And it was also fucking disturbing in the right places too, namely the bus scene. You know why. The acting was phenomenal in this. You have Aaron Taylor-Johnson, whose name is way too similar to Anya Taylor-Joy, in my opinion. He plays Jamie, the father. He's great. You got Alfie Williams, maybe the most British name of all time. He plays Spike, the son. He's great too for a kid. No, he's great in general. He just happens to be a kid as well. Jodie Comer as Isla, the mom. She's great as well. And of course, you have Ralph Fiennes as Dr. Kelson. He's awesome. And then, when I saw Sir Lord Jimmy Crystal walk onto my screen, I went, "Bap, bap, 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 bap. It's Remick, it's Remick, it's Remick." And I love how we got more of him in the Bone Temple. The cinematography was just friggin' immaculate in this movie. I literally had to look up the aspect ratio of this movie because it caught me so off guard. It looked very distinct to me, but god damn, it just worked. The score by Young Fathers was also great as well. I mean, fuck, man. Overall, this was such a great experience watching this movie. Please watch this on a big screen if you can, okay? You will not be disappointed. Now, I was going to rate this 4.5 stars out of 5. Then I got to the last 5 minutes of the movie. The return of Sir Lord Jimmy Crystal and his fucking Power Ranger gang. And when I saw that scene, I didn't need to see any more. I rate 28 Years Later a perfect 5 stars out of 5. Our silver medal belongs to Predator Badlands. Now, I went on and on and on and on and on about this one in the AVP video, so I'll keep this one a little shorter. I love the character of Deck and how this whole movie is about him rebelling and going off on his own journey to do his first big hunt and like prove himself to his family. He meets Thea, who played by Elle Fanning, who also plays Tessa. They also meet Bub, the little adorable fucking creature thingy. And then they teach him the value of teamwork and friendship. And then he discovers what found family is, man. The action is top-notch in this, especially in this last act, especially when Deck goes on the classic Predator, I'm going to use everything that I learned about the environment throughout my journey to prepare myself for the final battle montage that we get in every Predator movie. It's fucking sick. The moment where Deck says, I have my own clan now. Cinema! The score from Benjamin Wallfish and Sarah Schachner is excellent. Man, I just fucking love this movie. It almost made me shed a tear in the movie theater. End of story. I rate Predator Badlands 4.5 stars out of 5, but you already knew that. Our grand champion of the year, fucking obviously, is Sinners. That's right. Hot take. I know, hot take. I just remember being like blown away by this movie when I saw it in IMAX in April. And then I think I've watched it 10 times since then. Every single time that I've watched it, it has been as good as the first time. Just such an incredible cast. Michael B. Jordan pulling double duty. Congratulations on your well-deserved Oscar, sir. Congratulations. You know, he pulls double duty. Like I said, with the Theo James thing, like, you get to see Michael B. Jordan kick his own ass. Like, that's sick. What else do you want? Then you also have Delroy Lindo. You have Jack O'Connell as Remick. It's Remick. And then you got Miles Caton in his film debut as Sammy. And you got all the others too. I just didn't want to list literally every single person in the cast of the movie. They're just all that good. Music is such an important part of the movie that, like, no shit, the score and the soundtrack are going to be exceptional. My personal favorite songs from the soundtrack are I Lied to You and Rocky Road to Dublin. There's just so much culture in this movie, like, baked in, and so many different cultures too, that it's like, it's just very cool to see in what is otherwise a vampire horror movie. I think Ryan Coogler just did an incredible job in the writer and director chair. You know, this I'm probably not bringing anything new to the table with this. Like, you've probably heard a million people tell you how great Sinners is, right? But like, this is a movie that made me go, damn, I want to make a movie. Like, seeing them getting all those Oscar noms for horror doesn't get Oscar noms like that. Like, it's unbelievable, right? So seeing them get all those Oscar noms, seeing like Michael B. Jordan win an Oscar, like, and Amy Madigan for Weapons too, like, seeing that it was just very inspiring and made me go, like, that's gonna be me someday. That's gonna be me with Dark Corridor someday, you know? Like, and I don't give a fuck if you don't like Sinners and you think it's too woke or whatever. I don't care, okay? Fuck you. It's also very nice to see a bunch of Klan members get shot dead at the end of the movie. And if you disagree with that, you're weird. I rate Sinners, I mean, could have seen this one coming a mile away. A perfect 5 stars out of 5. And that's our list, folks. What did you think of all 24 of these movies? Let me know respectfully down in the comments below. Yes, I know I haven't seen Marty Supreme or One Battle After Another yet. I'll get to it. I've been a little busy watching Class of Nukem High Part 2, Subhumanoid Meltdown. I'm sorry, you guys, but I am not sorry that I liked Hard Eyes and Until Dawn, okay? Click this playlist right here if it's on this side, or if it's on this side, I don't know where it's going to be. Click the playlist somewhere on the screen. That's going to bring you to all the ranking videos that I've done. And also, while you're there, check out the other playlist for the rough reels, fresh flicks, the reviews, all that other stuff. And while you're there, subscribe so that you can be here every single time we upload a new video, ranking, fresh flicks, rough reels, whatever the variant may be. Okay, and I will see you guys for the next video, whatever it may be. So, I'll see you then. Peace out, sickos.